On April 24th, Doi Pingu set the Pre-1.9 RSG world record with a 22:30, giving him world record in 2 of the 3 main RSG categories. That lasted a little over a week, as on May 1st, longtime 1.7 runner Max crushed that world record, with the first sub-22 and the first sub-21 in the category. For those of you who watched this video, I'm going to be following that format and doing a shorter, more straightforward analysis for this record, since it hasn't exactly been a long time since the last 1.7 world record. There's still a ton to go over with this run though, with it bringing, believe it or not, the biggest world record cut in this category in 4.5 years. This is Max's 2056. Like I said, this video is going to be a shorter, more concise version of what I usually do on this channel, so if you end up enjoying, be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos. Most of our viewers aren't subscribed, and it really helps us out. Enjoy the video. The story of Pre-1.9 RSG lately has been the rise of the 1.8 meta, with 1.8 being a bit easier, less reset heavy, and just as optimizable as 1.7. Despite that, Silver's 2248, a very minor cut over C-Skull's record at the time, is the only 1.8 record to date. Even without the improvements to 1.8, it's been known for a while that Pre-1.9 RSG has a lot of optimization left, with sub-20 all but guaranteed at some point in the future. For now though, let's take a look at how Max was able to break the last 2 remaining minute barriers before sub-20, all without using F3 in this new world record. Now before we get into it, I'm going to have to apologize in advance for the bitrate in certain parts of this video. The fact of the matter is, the best runners aren't always going to be the ones with the pro setups and the most powerful hardware. While the bitrate of the run may be low, it's still an insanely impressive run, and definitely still worth looking at. Be sure to show Max some support for this one. His links are down in the description. So, like almost all 1.7 world records, Max spawns in a savanna next to a desert. He immediately spots a lava pool and a cave, which makes this a pretty perfect start to a run. One thing I'm going to do throughout the run is compare Max's splits to Doi Pingu's record, because the difference is actually pretty insane. With everything he needs in such close proximity, Max is actually able to get all the iron he needs from the cave before grabbing any food, without even losing sprint, which is pretty rare to do. Because of this, he's able to leave his cave sub 2 minutes, a full 40 seconds faster than Pingu. This, combined with him not front-loading blocks as much, means he's into the nether at 4:40, already a full minute and 20 seconds faster than the world record. So at this point, his pace is pretty great. He's able to immediately spot a fortress, and on top of that, he finds a double blaze spawner. His blaze spawns do drag down the speed of the run a bit, as not only are the spawn times below average, but he only gets 6 blaze spawns from 4 cycles, including 1 each on the first 3. Some stray blazes and 6 for 8 rod drops help make up for that. After a much faster enter, Max's nether split is also 45 seconds faster than Pingu's, putting him over 2 minutes ahead with a 7:40 nether leave. With the day-night cycle being a bit of an equalizer, Max has some time to kill, which he spends collecting blocks, feathers, and wool. After setting up his tower, the time advantage still holds somewhat, as he's able to start killing endermen at 11:15, a minute and 20 seconds faster than Pingu. His enderman fight is very fast, as he gets not great spawns, with 17 spawns in 9 cycles, including 5 on his 3rd cycle alone, but he gets a fantastic 11 for 17 pearl drop rate, and he's able to leave the tower at 16:10. Despite gaining 20 seconds back and being a full minute and 40 seconds ahead of Pingu's record about 80% of the way through the run, Max is still Chad enough to do the small high roll of leaving with 11 pearls. There's a 72% chance that the portal will have at least 1 eye already, and he could always find a pearl in a stronghold chest. But it's the times that this gambit doesn't pay off, especially on good paces like this one, that really make speedrunners re-examine their life choices. After throwing his first eye, Max stops by a temple to gather some much needed wool. After that, it's some classic no F3 triangulation, and after only 2 more eye throws, he's able to dig down at 18:20. Because Pingu's stronghold was in an ocean, he gains back some time here, as Max arrives above the stronghold a minute and a half faster, but is only a minute ahead when he arrives in a very low portal room. He finds a more than welcome 3-eye awaiting him, and now it's time for the beloved Pre-1.9 end fight. However, Max still has one problem: arrows. He's only able to make 10 of them, which is going to make this end fight very challenging. Top runners high roll all the time with low amounts of arrows in end fights, and some are even somewhat comfortable with only 16, but 10 is cutting it a bit close. To succeed in this end fight, Max is going to need favorable towers, fast dragon charges, and basically perfect execution. And with a 9:30 enter, well, you're probably noticing that he's only 30 seconds ahead of Pingu, despite beating the record by over a minute and a half. Yeah, this end fight is pretty legendary. After pearling to the island and fighting off an insta-charge, Max gets to work on the towers, which he doesn't have great RNG with. There's way too many to take out, so all he can do is destroy as many as he can that are near him and hope for great charges. What helps this situation is his fantastic aim. You don't normally think of bow aim as one of the more important skills for a speedrunner, but by taking out 8 towers with his 10 arrows, Max greatly improves his chances of finishing this run quickly. The first charge comes quickly, and he gets solid damage, adding on a crucial bit of damage by shooting the tower the dragon is healing from. The second bed is also good, although the dragon still has more than half its health. A quick third charge, and Max does great damage with it, although due to the near constant healing of the dragon and Max being out of arrows, a 4-bed is practically out of reach. He'd have to do literally perfect damage on the last bed to kill the dragon in 4. Not to mention that it couldn't heal at all, and while the world record is getting more likely by the second, getting that 4-bed is the only way to clutch out the sub 21. But immediately after the third charge, the dragon turns around and comes back for more, and Max, with the most important bed of his life, times it just right. So, that's how Max crushed the Pre-1.9 RSG world record, with the first sub 22 and sub 21 in the category's history. The question going forward isn't whether a sub 20 will happen, but when, and whether it will be on 1.7 or 1.8. There's a very interesting dynamic going on right now in both this category and 1.9 through 1.15, where each category has 2 different versions that are viable for a very good time. Of course, they'll never be as popular as 1.16, but that doesn't make the accomplishments of these runners any less impressive. I hope you enjoyed that shorter Minecraft speedrun analysis. If you did, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment so more people can find the video. If you want to see more of our videos, consider subscribing, and if you're liking the channel, check out our Discord and follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.